Afternoon world, Jippy Trev here. So when I had to get up and start working on the bus roof and so forth, I ended up having to take my Annex down. It was getting pretty much destroyed anyway. It was pretty far gone and so forth. And now the warmer weather's starting to get here. I'm starting to get sun straight in through this window, straight in through that window, down the bedroom window. And as the sun sort of starts, well, at the moment it's sort of going down. Well, it's over there. The sun's going to start coming down here, which is going to be straight in on there. And this whole side of the bus all afternoon is just going to be cooking its box off, and inside's just going to get so extremely hot. So I had to remove the Annex one to get up there and paint the bus on the roof. I've still got that to go, as we know. But the Annex was pretty much destroyed. So this is what's left of the roll-up part of the Annex. So it happened, I had the Annex set up and I went down the street and come back, and it slammed up against the bus and literally, it literally tore itself in half. So I thought it'd be smart, and I tech screwed that to it, and it just bent up like a bloody banana. So for a long time I had it tied to the fence over here, strung across and over to here. So but anyway, it's totally destroyed now. And the Annex itself, well, the material of the Annex itself also totally destroyed. Now, when I started doing the roof of the bus and I was worried about all the rain coming, and I still hadn't had it patched and we had all the holes everywhere, old mate Robbo from over in Maryborough way, he decided to show up on his bike, and out of his saddlebags he pulled out this massive big tarp. This was supposed to go over the bus in case it rained before I had it patched. Now look at the size of this tarp. This is absolutely massive. And I've got it laid out against the bus. It's almost the same size as the tarp that came off it, but it's also quite a lot wider. So these are the top part of the legs here. This bit of metal here is the top part of the legs that you extend out. You hook into your uprights, and that's the full length. So with that maybe attached up onto the solar panels up there, it gets there, and that would actually leave a nice little overlap. So that would leave a nice little overlap and a bit of an apron hanging down for a little bit extra shade. So I have this massive big tarp. I have this here, which could probably be sleeved. See, what it does is you've got your clicker here. So you click it that way and you roll your Annex out, and it won't roll back, and then you click it back that way and it spring loads itself and winds itself up once you wind it out. So maybe this could be sleeved here and maybe rejoined. It also have to have another centre bar put in, and I reckon probably a few bars along the inside. I've got no idea how to even attach that to any of the framework. I do know I need an Annex up there to replace the Annex on this bus. Like for me to replace this Annex, not even full length. So that's where the old one started. That's the legs, like I said. So this pulls out, and that goes into your drop legs at whatever height you want, and that makes the tarp all nice and taut and holds it into position. So that's where it starts here. Me personally, I'd prefer to have it go all the way back to the front of the bus and maybe finish about here. I really wanted to cover, that's the office window, and that's my living area window, and that catches all the afternoon sun, and it's just going to bake the shit out of me. And also, even if it was tarp from the front there, even only as far back as maybe here, then that would still even throw some shade over this part of the bus, which is down in the bedroom. So that's the tarp I've got. These are some of the pieces I've got. This is the part that was actually screwed on to the roof of the bus on the line across there that the original Annex slipped into. So basically you slip the old tarp all the way in a slotted groove. Then you tech screw that to the bus. Obviously you put some sort of sealant and so forth in so it doesn't leak in through the screw holes, or maybe you pop rivet it. They're the tech screw holes. And your tarp sits in this channel here. So that could be reutilised. This tarp's so good, it's got eyelets, which I could string off those solar panel brackets. Although if a wind really took up, it'd probably, if the wind really picked up and the tarp was actually attached to those solar panel brackets, it'd probably just rip them brackets straight off the roof and take the solar panels with it. So, but yes, I've got that, which might be able to attach the tarp to somehow. I've got this, the roll-up part of it here. Maybe it can be re-sleeved with something and reused, I don't know. This is the underside of the tarp. It's a bloody good tarp, Rob. I really appreciate this. So this is a silver tarp. That would be perfect as an annex. But getting it actually mounted to the bus and taut, that is really hard to do. I do have some piping and metal and framings, but it's always, you know, anytime you attach something to the bus, I'd have to really make sure it seals up and doesn't leak. Where that leg's been attached to the bus, you can see that's pretty dodgy. I reckon that's been pissing a lot of rain in for a long time through there, which basically ate out my windowsill in under there. And as old mate Wayne saw, there's not much left of the window frame up in the top there, and it just pours water in. Actually, the last lot of rain I had, it didn't leak there at all, and that window used to pool water on the floor. And the last time we had that downpour, actually nothing come in. So to replace the annex on the bus, that's if you take it to them, looking close to $2,000 to $3,000 for that. I don't quite have $2,000 or $3,000 to spend on an annex, but what I do have is I have these bits of material here, but I don't have a welder. I don't really have anything as far as a sleeve to insert there to make that secure. And I've got no idea how I'd even attach that to the bus, and I don't really want to go attaching things to that bus roof until I've got that part of it sealed up, scrubbed up, and fully painted. But the summer's definitely coming, and it's getting warm in there already, and it's only going to get hotter from here. So anyway, worlds, I really do want to get an annex on the bus at some stage. Same with the DC Getaway Retreat. Actually, that looks like it needs a bit of resetting because it's sort of kind of pointing downhill a bit. She probably needs a bit better feed under there. So that could do the same thing. That could do with a little annex coming off the side of that to take the heat off that in the heat of the summer. It does have one of these king things, king awnings, but I rolled that out and there was no way to make the poles lock into position. There was no way to put the legs to lock into position. So for a brand new annex, it's actually quite crap. But yeah, this one could definitely do with an annex out the side. The same thing, you'd be cooking your box off in there. So that could do with an annex running off the side, but anyway, that's a future project. No one's really staying in there at the moment. So, but I have an idea for that, but anyway. So anyway, worlds, I need to get an annex fixed up on there at the bus somehow, and sometime fairly soon. Like I said, I've got an awesome tarp. I do have some fittings, some railings. It's just how do you actually attach it that you can keep that tarp taut, and so when the wind comes, it doesn't shred itself. So anyway, well, it's just a short vid, and yeah, I'd really like to figure out how to get annexed up on this thing. So righto, well, stay safe, keep your knees in the breeze, and I will catch you later. Bye.